My guess, I don't know if anybody actually studied this, but my guess is that humility goes sort of like this. Like when you know very little, you're very aware of knowing very little, and then you learn more and you think you know everything, and then you learn more and you realize you know very little. So you're entering a dangerous spot in your lives at this point. Dangerous mostly because everybody else is going to assume you know everything. You know, when they, like, what was this story about Sarah was saying about the friend who called her, and I thought she was going in a very different direction because I know I have a bunch of friends who went through med school, and it's always this like, oh, I have this like really disgusting, can you? And you're like, no, I cannot. But everybody assumes. But also you will come to expect yourself to know more and more, and it's a very dangerous position because when we're wrong, we'd never know it in real time. There's no other way, right? Otherwise, we'd change and be right. So, because most of us prefer to be right. So we never know when we're wrong, and we could be wrong at any given minute, right? It was only a few hundred years ago that we thought that the world was flat and the sun revolved around it. Everybody knew that that was true. Like, we don't know what we know now that's going to be totally bashed in 2 minutes at the rate Google is going. So always keep in mind, we might be wrong. This is much more important when you're dealing with other people and you get a snapshot into their lives. Think about people that you've met here and maybe friends that you're starting to make. And you've had, I don't know, how much cumulative time have you had with like a new friend from med school? 5 hours total of conversation, I'm just guessing, right? So they are, I don't know, 24 years old on average, or I don't know the statistics, I need help here. But let's say they're 24 years, so they've had 24 years living in their head, and you've had 5 hours, and you feel comfortable dispensing all kinds of advice. This becomes much worse, of course, if a patient comes in, and you've known them for a full 15 minutes, and yet, you might think that you actually know how to solve their problem. You might know a little bit about what their problem is. You probably don't know about the huge problem behind it that they haven't told you yet because they don't trust you, right? And you're going to give solutions that may be totally irrelevant. It's okay for you to give solutions. That's not the point that I'm trying to make. But you have to maintain this humility that says, I may well be wrong about this. We are exploring this together. It's okay for you to correct me. I'm not sure that I know the right answer. Also, dealing with your peers, I think this is the last point about humility. Dealing with your peers, there is nothing more insulting than telling your friend the obvious solution to a problem that they have. They've thought about it. It's very insulting, right? You're like, oh, just block her. Don't let her call you anymore. Just block her. And you're like, okay, yeah, because I'm an idiot. I didn't think of that one before. So be very careful with dispensing advice early. And we're going to talk about the process. So dispensing advice is going to come at the speaking part, which is the third, right? Right now we're just creating the mindset. Then we're going to spend some time learning how to listen really well and encouraging the other person to talk. And then we're going to spend time about how to give advice in a way that doesn't antagonize the other person. Right? But delay advice a lot. Be humble.